Hello, Resurrection. Today is the 21st of September, and it's been a busy week in the office. We have gotten new floors in the church office. Finally, I think that carpet was original. I think it's at least 30 years old, and it was good carpet, right? It had held up well, but it was time for a nice, clean, fresh new look, and the whole place smells clean. And then when I walked into my office this morning, um, the church lady, I love a church lady. The church ladies know how much I love. We always call it sweet olive. I think it's ozymanthus is what it is. But my grandmother had sweet olive in her backyard, and it is a particularly it brings back particular memories for me. It's also what the city of New Orleans smells like and Baton Rouge smell like, kind of out of the city, right uptown in the residential neighborhoods and things like that. Mark Twain said it was the most beautiful smell that we have on this earth, this side of heaven, and I agree with him. And I walked in, and there was sweet olive from Sweet Janice Brush out of her yard, and my whole office smells like my grandmother's backyard did when I was growing up, and I'm enjoying it so much. Smell is important to us as Episcopalians, as Anglicans, as Catholic, little C Catholic Christians, more liturgical kind of folks. It's why we use incense in church, and it's why Episcopalians get a little misty-eyed when they walk into an old church and they can smell, 100 years worth of candle wax and incense and flowers and things like that, because we worship with all of our senses, with our sight, with sound. It's why, we make fun of ourselves and say that we love smells and bells, and that's one of the reasons, because we use all of our senses. And one of the reasons we do is because smell is so important to evoking memory and evoking emotion, right? There are certain smells that can bring memories. This is a scientific thing. I'm not making this up. That there are certain smells that can bring back particular memories better than anything else can to you, better than telling stories or looking at pictures. Smells do that better than anything else. Just like I'm in my grandmother's backyard right now. You know what an old church smells like. You know what your church smells like. You know what it looks like. You know what it smells like during Easter, as opposed to what it smells like with all the greenery during Advent. Easter lilies versus pine, and all of those things go into participating in our worship, and that's the reason, because smell is important to us. We touch, we taste the wine and the bread. We hear the music and the bells and the rhythm of the spoken word. We smell the smells. We worship with all of our senses in church. And what a great gift to us that we have a church that understands that participates in all of those things. I love the Episcopal Church. I just like everybody on the planet, I get aggravated with her. I'm sure if I was a Baptist, I would get aggravated with the Baptist every now and then. But I love her. I don't want to be anything else. I'm on a particular high right now. It's been a good liturgy week in entombing the Queen on Monday, and getting the folks together to watch the beauty of that liturgy. Now we turn our focus toward something that the world has not seen in 70 years, and that will be the coronation of a new monarch in the eyes of God. When they took the crown and the scepter and the orb off of the Queen's coffin, they took that, and they did not take that and put it in a case, in a vault, in a safe somewhere. They placed it on the altar at St. George's. They returned that to God, and they wait for God's blessing and anointing to pass it on to the next monarch. We worship in a beautiful, beautiful church. I often think about people who grew up without all of the liturgy. While I know that they are theologically sound, and I know that we will all see them on the last day, I do kind of feel sorry for them, because they're missing out on some of the most beautiful gifts that we have been given in all of creation. Uh, I love our church, and I love worshiping in our church with you. We've got just a few announcements today. We are planning for the newcomers reception on September the 29th. It will be in Thoby and Keegan's tent in the backyard. Before they get married, they're letting us party in their tent. And then the blessing of the pets will be at the 10:30 service on October the 11th. That's the closest to St. Francis Day. We'll only do it at the 10:30 service, so we'll have the 8 o'clock service inside just like normal. And then if you want to bring your pets, your animals with you, bring those to the 10:30 service, because we will do that outside in the pavilion. We'll have some we'll have a light lunch after that. We'll provide a light lunch after that. You don't need to bring anything forward, and we'll have puppy treats and kitty treats and all sorts of things, and I'm looking forward to that. Back to it tonight, finishing up Esther in our Wednesday night Bible study. Come at 6 o'clock to eat with us. Bring a dish to pass, or just come hungry. We always have enough. And we'll finish up Esther. The youth will be outside for, I think this is their second campfire of the year. They normally do that through the colder months. They meet at the fire pit out in the back acres. And children's choir is going beautifully. They're going to sing for us for the first time on October the 11th when we're outside for the blessing of the pets. They will meet tonight, and they will also have some time in Narnia as well tonight, I believe. And all of that starts at 6 o'clock. Women of the Covenant tomorrow at 11 o'clock. It comes after, let's say that, yoga at 10 o'clock, ladies yoga at 10 o'clock, if you're interested in that. I think that's all I've got this week. I love you. Can't wait for you to see the new office. Everything looks great, and I will see you on Sunday.